思った通りだね。名演技だったよ。いいね。でも私、体力と足の速さには自信があるよ。
気が合いますね。私。
ますます水が深まってる気がするんですけど。
Episode number 11 of Reincarnated as a Aristocrat. And this was a fun episode with Muriel and the mock battle and the things that were going on this episode, with Muriel kind of like inserting herself into one of Ars's retainers and being the drunkard, and overall just a lot of funny moments. And one of the things I wanted to say too, because I want to make sure that I don't forget to say this, is we also got to see Ars's little brother and sister, the twins. And it really hit me this episode as I was watching it. I was like, you know what? We don't really see, or we haven't really seen a whole lot of his mom or brothers and sisters. Like, they're basically non-existent for the show. So I was very pleased to see all three of them, but mainly his twins, brother and sister. I was really excited to see them here. And I was like, oh, that's cool, because I actually just forgot that they existed. And at the same time, it had me question. I'm being, truthful Abe over here. I even went like, is the mom dead? And I was like, oh, wait, no. The mom's not dead. And I was like, okay, yeah. I was like, where's mom's then the whole time? And it took me a minute to remember, like, oh yeah, the show's just not about any of them. So they just don't exist. So I want to make sure that I made that a point. Now, here's my thing with episode 11 is, I think this was a great episode for a mid-season episode. I think Muriel's addition to the team and the funny stuff that she brings, her antics, her drunkenness, her qualities, her attributes, I think it was all really good for mid-season. My problem right now with this storyline and with the show in general is the fact that this isn't mid-season. We have one episode left. So it's like, what the hell are they doing? Like, what is this studio doing? And I double-checked before this. I was like, I'm going to do my due diligence. I double-checked. There's been no season 2 announcement. So that leads me back to like, okay, the potential for next episode, which is just, next episode's called Oath. So it's basically just going to be Muriel swearing her oath and allegiance to Ars, right? That's all that's going to happen next episode. Maybe we get some funny moments with Lisha or something else. But that's it. That's all we're going to get. So it leads me back into, isn't that kind of disappointing when there's a 50-50 shot, maybe even more, maybe like an 80-20 shot, 80 on the never, that we'll never get to see the continuation of this story again. And that's the sad thing that we all have to contain or contend with anime, is only the major, like, only, not even major these days, because there's been so much. There's an anime that I love, but out there wise, there's been so much mid anime that has gotten a follow-up season or another season or multiple seasons out there. But only like the 10% of anime really get a follow-up season. For every one that gets one, like 10 other just don't. And there's tons of anime that I cover here on the channel every single season. I'm like, oh, I just want more of this. And it's been a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. And it just hasn't happened. And I've only had the channel for like 3 years now. So maybe 4 years, a little bit, but it's been like 3 years, and there's been some shows that have just not come back. And shit, there might be some shows that never come back, So that's the kind of thing that kind of sucks a little bit, is there's a real possibility, high possibility, that this is where we end the season. And that kind of sucks because, like, well, I want to see what's next for Ars. Like, okay, Muriel, her joining the team, make that like a quarter of an episode. Give me like 10 minutes. Like, give me like 10 minutes of, like, last episode. Give me 10 minutes of him meeting Muriel, filling her out. It's like, okay, let's go. We're on the team now. Sign the contract here. Let's move on to the next thing. And it could very well be that they're really following source here But you can only do that if you're cleared for 24 episodes, a second season, a third season. So that's kind of where my problem is like, it's not necessarily on, was this show entertaining, or was this episode of the show entertaining or not? Because I think it was a fun episode. It had funny moments. I like the betrayals. I like Muriel. I like what she brings to the table. I think it was Leisha, or I don't remember who, but one of the characters, it was like, oh, another crazy busty woman to join the fray here, like another crazy girl, like, please no. And I liked that. I found it funny, and I liked that she just picked up ours and just dipped out. He's like, I like all of that. I don't really like ours as a character, and I think that's my other problem with the anime. But as we trudge through the end, to the end of the season, I'm kind of feeling like this show's probably gonna end up like about a 6.5 for me, out of 10, just because I don't really like ours as a character, but his surrounding characters I do quite enjoy. But my problem right now is this episode, easy, probably 6 or 7 out of 10, probably 7 out of 10. I think this episode is pretty good. It was just bad it's bad from the angle that it's the last episode before the final episode. Good episode if you were to throw it like episode 8 out of 20. Good episode. Last episode before the end of the season, bad episode. And I hope that kind of logic makes sense, because it does to me. So anyways, let me know what you guys thought of this episode down in the comments below. Those are my thoughts. This episode overall is fine. 7 out of 10. Funny moments. Not a whole lot happened. Just more Muriel hate from from all of Ars's confidants and stuff. So those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments. Can't wait to read them. I'll see you guys next week. Happy Father's Day, my friends. Peace.